Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Shifty's 49ers Talk. It's your boy Shifty coming at you with another one. Today I wanted to announce the project that I have been working on for a couple of weeks and I will be working on for the next few weeks until I release it. What it's going to be is a documentary style video, essentially covering the drumroll Mike Nolan head coaching era of the San Francisco 49ers. Now, the first question you might ask is, why would you cover that? I mean, as a 49er fan, it was not very successful. For me, it was actually a really important time just for when it comes to my fandom as a 49er fan. That's really when I got back into NFL football. So quick little history about me. Born in San Francisco. I was here till I was 7, then moved over to Europe. And it was around that time, 2004, 2005, when I really started getting back into football. You could stream games online, you could listen to radio broadcasts, you could track the games play by play fairly easily. Also around that time, there started being a lot more TV channels that would show NFL games, things like that. Whereas the years prior, the late 90s, early 2000s, it was much harder to find NFL content over there. So yeah, right around that time, right around when Mike Nolan was hired, is when I just really found my passion again, not only for the 49ers, but just for the sport of the NFL, being able to watch it weekly and all that good stuff. So that was the reason why I wanted to talk about it. Plus, I think it's actually a really, really interesting era in 49er football, one where I'm probably going to have some controversial opinions on it, although I don't believe that Mike Nolan was a good head coach by any means, and I'm not necessarily going to paint him in that light. I think overall the Niners made a lot of fairly sound decisions during that time, but they just ultimately didn't work out, and sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. So yeah, in the next few weeks, I'm going to have that finished. I'm hoping to kind of keep it to about an hour or so length. I really hope that as 49er fans and NFL fans in general, that you'll really enjoy the video that I put out when it's out. And in terms of the style, yeah, it'll be very much a much more amateurish version of a Ken Burns style thing. Maybe a little bit like a urinating tree, that YouTube channel, which I think is awesome. I love his work. It won't be on his level, but I'm going to do my best. And really, it's just about me kind of sharing my passion for getting back into football around that time and just leading to me being a football nut. Speaking of being a football nut, something that I want to do is actually challenge myself with an NFL quiz. So in this video, I wanted to share the announcement for what I'm working on, but then also I'm going to do an NFL quiz, test my knowledge, and see how much I know about football and football history. So without further ado, let's get into the quiz. The quiz that I will be doing on this video is going to be from the website sporkle.com. Of course, I'll post a link to this quiz in the video description. And let's jump right in. The quiz that I'm going to be doing today is, can I name the players who had the most passing yards for each NFL team for each decade since 1960. Now, I feel like I'm really going to struggle with the players from the 60s, the 70s, maybe some of the 80s too, I would think. Overall, as you can see here, there are a total of 177 answers. I'm going to have 13 minutes to complete it, and I am just going to jump right in and get started. So I'm just going to go with the guys that I know first off. So we have Montana, Young, Marino, Elway, Manning, Breeze, Rivers, Roethlisberger. Let's see, Stafford probably. Who else do we have here? Trent Green for the Chiefs. Okay, let's start maybe going through the teams here. So Arizona Cardinals, maybe Kurt Warner. There we go. 2010s. Carson Palmer. And we got him for the Bengals too. The 90s. Was that Plummer? Oh, Milt Plum for the Lions. I knew that. Maybe, yeah, Jake Plummer. And I also got Jake Plummer for the Broncos too. Sweet. We've actually filled up quite a bit. We were already at 24. So I'm kind of going to go in a roundabout way. I'm not going to go necessarily alphabetically or chronologically. As players come to my name, I'm just going to put them in. So Let's see. Flacco for the Ravens. Maybe Tony Banks? No. Who else did the Ravens have in the 2010s? Dilfer? Well, I got Dilfer somewhere. Probably for the Buccaneers, maybe? Yeah, Trent Dilfer. Buccaneers. Jameis Winston, I would think. In the 2000s? Josh Freeman? No. Tennessee Titans. McNair. Oh, McNabb for the Eagles. For the Vikings, Cousins there long enough? Kirk Cousins was. Culpepper. Let's do Randall Cunningham. Eagles, not for the Vikings. Oh, Warren Moon. Gotta spell it correctly. Warren Moon, I got 2 decades for the Titans, then the Oilers, and I also got him for the Vikings, so that's cool. Lions, Joey Harrington maybe? Yes, Joey Harrington. And then is it Kramer? Eric Kramer and Tommy Kramer. There we go. That's a twofer right there. Also got Archie Manning when I put in Manning. Let's see. Buffalo Bills, Jim Kelly. Carolina Panthers, Delhomme maybe. Newton, and then Burline. Cool. So we actually got the Panthers all filled out. Oh, the Jaguars. Brunell, 2010s. Bortles maybe. Blake Bortles, and the 2010s Garrard. Okay, so we got the Jaguars too. A little bit easier because they're newer, so their history doesn't go back nearly that far. We get David Carr for the Texans. He was the first pick in their first year, first overall. And then Derek Carr for the Las Vegas Raiders. So for the Texans, let's see, Matt Schaub. That makes sense. Okay, Packers. Favre, Rodgers, and Starr. Cool. So we got that. Chicago Bears, Cutler. I think he's the leading passer in franchise history. No, I'm thinking Kyle Orton maybe. Oh, McMahon, Jim McMahon. There we go. No, Otto Graham was after that. Raiders, Rich Gannon maybe? Yeah, Rich Gannon, 90s for the Raiders. They had Jeff George. Didn't get it. I thought he played for the Raiders too, but got it for the Colts. Oh, this is going to be, forgive the sound there, Andrew Luck probably for the Indianapolis Colts. Yeah, I'm jumping all over the place. Mark Bulger for the Rams. 2010s, Goff. Well, there we go. Let me see, 90s, Everett. No, Everett, there we go. Jim Everett, whoa, he actually filled up 3. So Jim Everett was the leading passer for the Rams in the 80s, the 90s, and also the leading passer for the Saints in the 90s. That's pretty wild. Looking at the Saints, Aaron Brooks. There we go. The Giants. Oh, Phil Simms. Who was it in the 90s? What about Patriots? Oh, Brady. Duh. Eason, maybe? No. Oh, Bledsoe. Drew Bledsoe, got him for the Patriots. Cowboys. Oh, Romo, Aikman, Staubach, Roger Staubach, got there. Yeah, I'm just jumping all over the place. Let me see. Kansas City Chiefs. Was that Alex Smith? There we go. And 2000, oh, for the Niners. Garcia, 2010s. Is that Kaepernick? Colin Kaepernick. Brody, and I got the Niners. Well, if I didn't get the Niners, that would be bad. Got all the Niners. Russell Wilson, Matt Hasselbeck. There we go. Rick Mirer, maybe? Yeah, Rick Mirer for the Seahawks in the 90s. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 2000s. 2000s. It wasn't Chris Sims. It wasn't Dilfer. It wasn't... No, not Jeff Garcia. I think he played in Tampa Bay for a while in the 2000s, and it wasn't Josh Freeman. Oh, was it Brad Johnson? Yeah, Brad Johnson. Washington Commanders. Is that Jason Campbell, maybe? Jason Campbell. Oh, maybe Doug Williams? Okay, well, Doug Williams fills it out for the Buccaneers, so I got another one down. So I feel like I'm doing okay. Oh, Joe Theismann. There we go. So I got the Commanders in the 80s. Tennessee Titans. This would be Tannehill, I think. No, but that filled it out for the Dolphins, probably. Ryan Tannehill, yeah. Tennessee Titans, 2010. Oh, Mariota. There we go. Marcus Mariota. Eagles. This should be, we have Vic for the Falcons. It looks like up here. Atlanta Falcons, yeah, Michael Vick. Bartkowski, maybe? Steve Bartkowski, I got the Falcons. We're looking at the time. We're about halfway through, and I actually have 97 out of 177, so I'm pretty happy about that. Josh Allen, no. For the Bills in the 2010s, is that Fitzpatrick, maybe? Ryan Fitzpatrick, there we go. There we go. Feely for the Dolphins, no? Oh, Jets. The Jets. Sanchez, maybe? Mark Sanchez. And then Pennington, perhaps? Namath. Joe Namath. Then maybe Testaverde. I got Testaverde somewhere, but not for the Jets, who I thought it was going to be. Ken O'Brien, famously picked above Dan Marino in the 83 draft, I think. That was not a good pick. Kansas City Chiefs. Who was the other guy picked? Blackledge, Todd Blackledge. Nah, he didn't play long enough to get 90s Kansas City. Oh, maybe Gerbach or Bono. Steve Bono. The Chiefs have always been up until Pat Mahomes, they've always taken those old 49er quarterbacks. Montana, Bono, Gerbach, Alex Smith. I don't know. I mean, I understand Montana, but, let's see here. Bengals, we have, Andy Dalton. 90s. I've already put in Smith, so it's not Achilles Smith. The Ravens 2000s. Is that Kyle Bowler? It is. Former first-round bust. I guess Flacco wasn't drafted until later in the 2000s, so what year was Flacco? Maybe 07 or 08 in the first round? The Bills before Jim Kelly, I couldn't tell you. The Cardinals back then, I couldn't tell you. Oh, with the Bears, Sid Luckman, or is that too old? Yeah, it's too old. Or Len Dawson for the Chiefs. I remember that one, yeah. Okay. Because I think Sid Luckman was a number one. Well, after Jay Cutler, I think Sid Luckman had some pretty big years, relatively speaking, for the Bears back in the day. Okay, Browns. Maybe Derek Anderson. Oh, and then Ken Anderson, too, I got for the Bengals. That makes sense. And Boomer Esiason. And I got him for the Jets, so I've actually filled up the Jets, too. That's cool. All right. For the Browns, it's not Derek Anderson. Who? It can't be Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, wow. Well, you can just see how bad the numbers are, the total passing yards for the leaders for these teams. Well, the Browns just went through so many guys. Who else? Ty Detmer. I can't. Oh my God, how many freaking Browns quarterbacks? Oh, Bernie Kosar. There we go. That's good. I'll take that. The 80s, I just remember Staubach and then Aikman, so I don't know the Cowboys. Broncos, I couldn't tell you. The Lions, is it Krieg maybe? Dave Krieg, he played for the Seahawks. Back then, the Seahawks and the Lions, they had those similar-ish uniforms. It was the blue and then the silver kind of pants. That's where I mixed that up. But at least with the Seahawks, I almost got all of them. Bradshaw. Bradshaw. Is it Neil O'Donnell, maybe? Neil O'Donnell. And then Jim Harbaugh might be... No. I thought maybe he would be the leader for the Colts in the 90s, but it was Jeff George. I already had that. Okay. I'm trying to think of what are some other obvious ones. Raiders in the 90s. Falcons. I got all the Falcons. Okay, so Cardinals. I'll start again real quick, so I only have 2.5 minutes. Cardinals, I'm not getting those. Bills, I'm not getting those. The Bears in the 2000s. Is it Rex Grossman? It is Rex. Sexy Rexy. All right, got that. 90s Bengals. It's not Achilles Smith. I couldn't tell you. The Bengals in the 90s were awful. Really, notoriously bad. The Browns in the 2000s. It's not. I already put in Garcia. Who else was with the Browns in the 2000s? It's not Derek Anderson. They had that one year with Braylon Edwards where they put up a bunch of yards. I can't think of it. I can't think of it. The Cowboys, can't think of it either. The Raiders, oh, I should know. Stabler, Kenny Stabler. Oh, yeah, there we go. So the Raiders, at least I got that. But Cowboys, I can't. Broncos, I'm not getting that. Lions, I don't. Werner or something? It's not Wormer or Warmer. No, I'm getting Warmer, but it's not the actual name. It's something like that. I think for the Lions in like the 80s or the 90s. Green Bay Packers, I'm not getting those. That's when they weren't. They were great with Bart Starr, and then when they were kind of iffy for a while until Brett Favre came along. Colts back then is Unitas. Yeah, Johnny Unitas. I should have got that. 70s and 80s Colts, I have no idea. Got the Jaguars. I'm not going to get those Chiefs ones. The Raiders, not going to get that. The Chargers, Fouts. So that's two of them. The 90, is it Humphreys? Yeah, Stan Humphreys, because he was the quarterback in the Super Bowl against the Niners when the Niners beat him. Rams, is it? No, it's probably way too old. Yeah, Norm Van Brock, I think it was like the 50s or something. I'm running out of time. 2000s Dolphins. 2000s Dolphins. I have 30 seconds. 2000s Fiedler? Jay Fiedler! I pulled that one out. Jay Fiedler. I'm not going to get the older ones. Oh, is that Tarkenton maybe? Yeah, Fran Tarkenton. I got all the Vikings. Patriots. It's not Eason. I can't remember who the quarterback was, if it was Eason or not in the 85 Super Bowl. Saints. I got Archie. I'm not getting the other ones. Giants. In the 90s. Kerry Collins? No. I thought... damn it. Okay, well, I got 126 out of 177. Well, 71%. The average score is 56, so I got to feel good about that. But let's go through some of the ones that I missed. Neil Lomax. Okay, that name is very familiar. Jim Hart, I would not have gotten. Joe Ferguson, never would have got those ones. The Bears, never would have got him. Jeff Blake. I vaguely remember the name Jeff Blake for the Bengals, but again, they were awful. They were awful in the 90s. Tim Couch. I should have got that. That's when they first came back as the Cleveland Browns. It was Tim Couch. Don Meredith. Maybe could have got that. I'm not getting those ones. Scott Mitchell. I wonder who I was thinking of for the Lions. That it wasn't Scott Mitchell, but I could have maybe pulled that one out. Wasn't getting those. Wasn't getting those. Wasn't getting those. Jim Plunkett and Tom Flores. Jeff Hostetler. See, these names are coming back now. Jeff Hostetler. Y.A. Tittle. I wasn't going to get Bobby Hebert. Steve Grogan. That's who was the Patriots quarterback. Jaworski. Yeah, I should have got... Oh, I didn't even get the 2010s Eagles. I must have completely skipped over that. Wow. Mark Rippon. Sonny Jurgensen. Blanda. Okay, well, I feel pretty good. Actually, Greasy I could have gotten too, because the Niners just hired, I believe it's Bob Greasy's son, Brian Greasy. Overall, I think I did pretty well-ish. I could have done better, though. So, yeah, that's a taste of my knowledge. I'm just going to bring this back. That's a taste of my knowledge when it comes to NFL quarterbacks and passing yards. There are some names that I missed that were pretty obvious. Should have obviously got Wentz. Scott Mitchell for the Lions should have been there. Mark Rippon. Yeah, there were some ones there. Y.A. Tittle, of course. So, yeah, overall, I feel okay about it. But, yeah, check out Sporkle. It's a whole lot of fun. As for the channel here, I'm going to have my mock draft Monday coming out in a couple of days. Of course, if any breaking news occurs for the 49ers or anything crazy NFL related, I will cover that. But in the meantime, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you're looking forward to the project that I'm working on coming out. And I'm going to say two things. The butt counts. I'll catch y'all on the flip side.